call the meeting to order then. I guess we'll do the pledge. We do have a form, so yeah, so do the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor and protect the flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, one and indivisible. Thank you.
Heavenly Father, we just come to you tonight, Lord, and we just ask that you just be present at this meeting, Father, and we just be about your business. And we just thank you, Father, for this community we live in, and just what a wonderful place it is. Father, you just guide and direct our steps as you always do. We thank you for your love and your mercy. In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen. We'll have a roll call now. We'll start with me. Bud Maradino.
Gary Watson. Gary.
Okay, so we have four, so we have a quorum. Is there any conflict in it? Is anybody on the council? None. Okay. So we have citizens' comments. Did you want to fill one of those? Did you want to turn one of those in?
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't got to it yet. I just have a couple of questions. But.
Well, then go ahead. What do you got?
Oh, well.
Time for it.
Yeah, modular homes. I just had a question on modular homes. My father lives in College Station. Obviously, he's getting up in age and everything. So I was looking at some, lots in the neighborhood that are for sale or potentially for sale, and trying to get them something, to live in that's reasonable. But I didn't know if modular homes were allowed. Not a mobile home on wheels, on a frame, not a trailer or anything, but it would be built on a foundation, more or less. But I didn't know. So that's why zoning, I guess, is a good question.
So there is no zoning, but the definition, I need to look at, because we have the recreational vehicles ordinance and the mobile home ordinance.
Yep.
And the modular homes occupy this middle, I've answered that question before. I don't know it off the top of my head, but there is an answer for it,
Yeah.
I don't know which way the wind would blow on that. I don't know. I think it would qualify as a mobile home, and that's going to be a mobile home. But I could be wrong, but that's where I'm thinking.
Years ago,
Yeah.
it was asked to the city council years ago, and it was declined for them to be able to build to buy a modular home and place it on the slabs.
I got it.
I think the ordinance says manufactured homes, which that would fall in that category.
And manufacturer, those have very specific definitions with the state.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the definition that we use, and I'm fairly confident that if you're a manufacturer home, that would have to be within the law.
Right. Even, because the foundation is considered a foundation, not like it's
Exactly.
blocks or anything, like an engineering foundation that's set on pier beam poured foundation. So I didn't know if that then, would make it a
We got a lot of people on here right now.
Yeah.
And there's another avenue to that also.
Yeah.
Later, when the time comes and you're making a final decision on what you have to do, you can do what they're doing right there and ask for a variance on the ordinance.
Okay.
And if the city council approves it,
Right.
well, then you would be able to have a variance on the ordinance. But at this point right now, I'm probably saying no.
I got you. But I guess something like that, if we were gonna ask for a variance, like if you had pictures of the structure to be.
Absolutely, anything, whatever you.
Foundation type, an elevation kind of.
You're in sales, is what you would be amounting to,
Yeah.
You got
Sure. And because, we bought that home and it had flooded and they raised it, you know what I mean? And I like that FEMA wants to improve the neighborhood, you know what I mean? And so the type of home that we would bring would be something that would bring value or improve the neighborhood, nothing, like a RV kind of thing or anything like that. You know what I mean?
I understand.
Yeah. No, as a matter of fact, I'd like to improve it, so there's a couple very nice lots in So I need to ask for a variance and then provide, detail, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
where the city council would vote to give you a variance on the ordinance. I'm just saying that probably, since it hasn't been done, it probably, I don't know that it needs to get done.
Okay, so in that case, then the other route would be to build a home, like a stick-built home. Now, is there any stipulations on minimum square footage that home can be, like 800 square foot with stick-built, you know what I mean, like a normal home being built?
Not that I,
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of.
Because I know there's a lot of HOAs and bigger neighborhoods that say minimum 2,000 square foot kind of thing, so.
I know that they won't allow you, most of the rules out here are single family dwellings on
Right.
a lot, okay?
Right, yeah.
Because I bought a couple of lots out here, and I wanted to put 4 small houses on those
Okay.
lots.
Yeah.
You know, like build one and
Uh-huh.
rent it out and build another one.
Sure,
rent it out.
multi-family, yeah.
That don't fly.
Okay, yeah, so I'm looking at you there, so.
Yeah, so, I mean, but as far as having one there,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little one on Blackburn. The girl got a variant, I mean, or no, she got
Yeah.
it.
But,
Yeah.
Separate lot.
there's condominiums, I mean, for, you know, single family dwellings, they're
Yeah.
pretty flexible, but.
Just didn't know if there was stipulation on the foundation type, you know, if it's stick built, if that's pier and beam kind of thing, or, you know, they come in and then build it like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And or on highways, I think I've seen some of the kind of, look like a beach house kind of situation where they put the 6x6s in the ground and build up. So nothing on the foundation.
One other additional complication too is there are deed restrictions that are enforceable by the neighbors, and that's one, it has been a ton of conflict over that the purchase of the land comes with those deed restrictions that a neighbor civilly, not the city,
Oh,
but
yeah.
a neighbor
Sure.
can potentially enforce.
Enforce.
So
And
it's a
those
little
restrictions
sticky.
are on the website where I can read, so as long as we adhere to the deed restrictions, I mean.
Your restrictions would be it would be disclosed in your title insurance.
And you're gonna get a building permit whenever you get ready to build,
Yeah.
whatever it is you're gonna build, you're gonna get a building permit, so it's gonna explain everything going on there too.
But in this area was one of those 2 separate communities, and at some point, before my time out here, they got together, they merged one, double acres, something on it. And there, if you look at the ordinance, you go to the city website, and there's some, very early on, there's some ordinances, and it's got to be restrictions for that, those particular sections. And one of them, I think it's River Road Princess, starts where the brick facade, you know,
Right next to the fire station.
the old fire station.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's, you know, that's a factor, but I've looked at them and not in much detail to understand them, so there are some there.
Yeah, just gotta read that, see what.
You're on River Road?
We're on River Road, yeah. The property I was looking at is on.
What kind of time frame?
Within the next 6 months.
Okay, we have, one, person that's out right now on medical leave.
Okay.
And when she returns to work toward the end of July,
Okay.
there'll be, that's gonna be your super simple express route. That's gonna be your express lane with you.
Nice,
Because
nice.
she knows a lot.
What's her name?
Sabrina,
Oh, I know Sabrina. Okay. Yeah, so she's the one I need to talk to on with.
that'd be, man, you'd be go-to person.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you, I appreciate that, man.
Anything else? Anybody that didn't get a chance to fill one in? Okay. So, we now have the presentation, Northwest Forest Board member discussing the Civic Center for their mud board meeting once a month. And now,
Here? Okay.
so, now I'm gonna use that.
Move on, ready?
Let's do that.
No,
The one that you want to use for their mud meeting. So, but he ain't here, so he'll have to reschedule. So we're gonna do review and approve consent items and a report by utility specialties and review the financials. Okay, has everybody had a chance to look
we get, what's it called, we get a service fee from the utilities. Does Energy pay us for pole or connection? Cause I didn't see anything from Energy.
Entergy pays
Once a year.
once a year.
Once a year?
Yeah, on their royalties or whatever you wanna call it. What do you call it? Franchise fee.
Yes. Okay. So they obviously haven't paid it yet, so.
No, whenever they pay it, we'll know it's pretty good little fee.
Okay. What's on the question?
And that's mainly our whole package. Does anybody wanna make a motion that we approve this as it's presented to us?
I make a motion.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay, so that's gonna be approved. We have a consideration, discussion, and approval, providing authorization to the office manager to approve permits for homeowners with slab elevations within 6 inches of the base flood elevation. Okay, what this is trying to help out is some of these abandoned houses that are below base flood elevation. Okay, the city, you can't issue a building permit for those houses, so therefore, the people won't come in and buy those houses, you know, to fix them. So that, we got a lot of houses sitting around, and, you know, they're just sitting there growing up, right? So, we don't have enough information as far as I'm concerned right now to be able to make a educated decision on whether we need to go to the 6 inches. Now, if somebody wanted to buy a house and it was 1 inch below base flood elevation and they wanted to come to the city council and get a variance on that ordinance so that they could get a permit, okay? I'm pretty sure that everybody's gonna say, hey, you know, go for it, because we don't want that house sitting, we want family in it, we want taxes, we want water bill, we want, you know, cleaned up and done. So, I mean, but 6 inches is quite a bit of difference, and we don't really know how that's gonna affect us with FEMA, as far as FEMA covering our flood insurance and things like that.
We sure don't want to mess that up.
I also, we talked about that within 6 inches of the DFE.
I have no clue.
I believe 25 or 30.
Within 6 inches?
No, we, 25 to 30 houses whose slabs are below BFE but within 6 inches.
How many of those are 6 inches or less below BFE? Because that's what this ordinance is.
25 to 30, so if you're 1 inch to a 3 inch, it's 6 inches.
But you're saying, tell me there's 25 houses out here that are within 6 inches of the BFE?
I didn't do I just asked Sabrina and the mayor or something like that, because they've done a survey of all the dilapidated houses and everything. And so that was their estimates, that's like 5% of the homes in Double O. And so, I was getting, of course, a nervous Nell, and I contacted our community rating system consultant, and I had a call in to a person who's well versed in the National Flood Insurance Program. And I was like, cause I'm a little nervous about it, and then we passed this, and I was like, if there was a variance, it's only 5% of the houses, would that, because the risk is, if there's an audit and they see every house that's below grade that's approved, at some point, the risk is, I'm not trying to be this is the worst case scenario, okay, I'm not trying to be a chicken little on this, but that's what I care about, is that the whole community would not be eligible for the national NFIP.
And I bet you they're looking to be able to do that.
Absolutely.
Because this is water world out here.
Right, so they care about whether we're compliant, and we are. We took a hit on our insurance when we went down to BFE, so we've already lost some points on the BFE.
Yep.
This, a blanket rule amending it is a risk, but I don't have the information yet, but I'm trying to confirm with it, but I do have, you know, there's a storm clouds on the horizon where it may be a risk, and I'm still investigating.
Well, that's kind of what Bud is saying, we don't have enough information this time to even talk about it.
Yeah, if I'm, my memory serves me, there were originally that was 2 feet above BFE, we had 130-something houses that didn't meet that criteria.
Yeah,
It was dropped to BFE, and that left 31, is what I remember.
Yeah.
So I can look at,
15 has been elevated, so where does the other?
DD6 did a whole survey for all the houses. So we have like literally a list of all the houses. So we can see which ones, I can get you the answer, but.
Well, I don't need that answer to make a decision.
Yeah, we got more.
FEMA didn't stipulate, like, if it was below BFE 6 inches, that you cannot issue permits for that. They didn't set that bar, they didn't say you can no longer issue building permits.
We don't have that information.
You got three categories here, you got, of the 2 building permit, which is the city.
Yeah.
You got the, being able to obtain flood insurance, which is the,
Yeah.
NFI.
And thirdly, you got a bank be willing to loan
Loan
money.
money,
So
okay.
to me, if you make an exception on one of these houses, and somebody comes in and gets a variance and buys the house, and then 3 years from now, they move, get relocated and try to sell it, can they sell it? Can they get, the new buyer get a mortgage on that house?
The house at the end of my street in Bryan County, it is below base flood elevation. It was completely redone, and a family moved out, sold the house, and they moved it.
But do you know if she bought it cash or financed or what? Because
I
you're.
mean, I'm assuming she had to buy, I'm assuming she had to pay cash.
Well, there's one across the street from me, and I guarantee you it's probably 3 feet below the FE. And, what my understanding is somebody bought it and then they're selling it to their relative, paying him, so.
But I mean, we don't have that concern with the banks and the resale. I mean, if you're looking at the FEMA insurance, if you're concerned with the city's FEMA insurance, then you gotta adhere to their rules.
We have to be concerned about all the other people that live out
Yes,
here.
sir.
We don't wanna ruin it for everybody else just because we gave an office manager
Yeah.
authority.
If you're outside the NFI, then you're gonna have to go to the market or something.
Something initiated this, I'm not, I don't even.
But anyway, I'm gonna make a motion that we table that. Right now, we discussed it, is there any further discussion? Okay, just gonna make a motion that we table it at this point until we get some more information to where we can make a decision. So all those in favor of that? Okay, so that passes, so we're gonna table that for now. Let's see. Consideration, discussion, and approval of removing the late fee from a customer's account, okay? There was a customer that called me, and, I guess I really don't need to go into it, because the customer was supposed to be here, and I put her on the agenda to be here, to be able to speak her piece, and, she's not here, so apparently $15 wasn't that important to her, but it seemed like it. So I put her on the agenda to give her every opportunity to let us vote, you know, and so she didn't show up, so I'm just gonna say that we, what would we do here, Drew, just,
Well, we did not,
I think we just vote on it tonight. I'm gonna make a motion that we don't remove our late fee.
I second that motion.
She's already paid it and everything's good.
Y'all are all in favor, right?
All in favor.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so we voted on that, that's a done deal. Discussion on changing the procedure of how disconnects are administered. Okay, there's a, we didn't get a chance today. I mean, it was a little bit hectic today, but what I wanted was a number of how many people are late on their water bill each month. And I have a ballpark number, and it's between 50 and 90. Okay?
Every month.
Every month. between
Well, I'm late
50
this month, that's because the website didn't work.
I say I'm late every month because I have it scheduled to come out on the 25th every month. Or not the 25th, the first or second. Like,
Well, I mean, that's, you know,
You've been on the agenda to get your money.
normally they call me and he's like, Papa, we could put $15 extra a month for that. And I'm like, well.
well, I mean, that just cost me $15, but here's what has to happen with that. Here's, okay. The girls, we do a call after, you have a time when your water bill's due. If you don't pay it by that time, then you have a 7-day grace period, I guess you'd call it, in between there before you're gonna get your water disconnected, okay? So, ever how long that is, 7, 10, I don't know if you guys do. But there's, is it 7?
I
So,
think
I
it
think,
really differs because like sometimes I'll get it on the 8th, sometimes I'll get it on the 4th. I mean, it really just depends on how they want to send it out.
When the date, whether it falls on a weekend or not, changes, makes it flow.
Okay. Well, and then
Yeah.
sometimes the thing is they're not consistent with that. Like sometimes they'll send out a reminder, sometimes they won't.
Well-
And so I feel like it needs to either be black or white. There needs to either be a reminder or there's not.
We're
That's kinda what we're
thinking
gonna
about,
discuss.
we're kinda discussing right now, what I wanna present to y'all is that we don't, you know, I hate to call it babysitting, but, you know, I mean, if your water bill's due on this date and you don't pay it, then Entergy doesn't call you, they'll turn your electricity on.
actually,
They send you
the
text
messages,
They send you text messages.
emails, text messages,
And
reminders.
paper-
I've never gotten
Paper
one.
mail, yeah.
I noticed.
Yeah.
No, you know what, I'm just super busy at work, and I forget to pay my bills a lot, and I'm always paying late fees, but it's more of an inconvenience to me if you cut it off, I'd rather pay the late fee,
Same.
just because I'm thinking about so much stuff. I don't pay my bills, I'm just consistently like,
Well,
she is not.
one of the things we're
We're gonna
running
get her to
into-
pay the water bill, so if you're gonna turn it off the day of, you're gonna be paying the water bill.
In administration, you have 50 to 90 people that are laid out here every single month.
Yeah.
Without fail.
Yeah.
And so we have to devote time from things that need to be done to use the word baby, Bud said babysit, and call and remind you, and it's
We don't wanna turn
overwhelming.
anybody's water
Understood.
on.
It's overwhelming.
But
No,
at
no,
the same
I
We
don't
don't wanna
understand.
turn anybody's water
But
on.
at the
But
same
if you're getting a $15 late fee for 90 people too,
Right.
the amount of time you're spending chasing that tail, I think you're making it.
It's not money well spent. There are other things that need to be done.
Well, it takes away from other activities the girls need to be doing in the
Well, why can't
office.
you just
Yeah,
send out a
okay.
standard message to everybody, whether they're late or not? Hey, like, they're due on this day, on a text message. Should be an automated system to where
You
you should be no extra
can't do that,
credit.
because if it falls on a Saturday, or a holiday, it's gonna be due on the next business day. So it's not automatic on the 21st. Can't say the 21st.
We can open
But
bills.
you can make an audit, you should be able to make an automated message that says, water bills are due on the 25th every month.
21st.
Okay, see, I don't even know. 21st every month, and then say 8 days from whatever day, like, I mean, or something. If there's a grace period of X amount of days, then give that grace period. That should not be a problem, like, extra work for the admin. That should be an automatic.
Send it out to everybody.
Yeah, send it out to everybody, yes, who cares? You don't have to give them to people.
Cut off.
I mean, that's why we're discussing it, we're looking for ideas.
The bills normally come out on about the 4th of the month. So you got to the 21st to pay them, that's 2 weeks. Or 17 days.
Yeah.
So, and the 8-day grace period is before you turn the water off, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you got 8 days to pay it if you're late. You're late after the 21st.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
whether it's at noon you're late or 5 you're late, I don't know.
No, I'm gonna tell you how we do that. I found this out, okay? Here's how we do that. As long as your check is in that box, okay? We say 5 PM on the 21st, let's say that it
Unless it
falls
falls on a Thursday or a Friday,
Hey,
and
don't-
it's noon.
Okay, so, let's just say that it's, I'm just saying, okay, this happened this week, okay? The 21st of the month was what, Tuesday?
Yesterday.
Wednesday, okay? So, if it was not in that box by 5 PM on that day, then we don't care. We don't check the box until the next morning, okay? When they go check the box the next morning, if you dropped it in there at 11 o'clock at night, or if you dropped it in there at 7 o'clock in the morning, we don't care. But all those are coming out, and all those are not late, okay? And there you go. So that, that's another little grace that we give. So that takes care of the noon and all that kind of stuff, right? Because
Unless you pay online.
if you pay online, I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah, I pay online, it's super convenient.
All my bills are on auto pay except the city water, okay? And I just pay it because of years ago, there was some problems with billing, and I just never put it on auto pay. So, everything else is on auto pay. So, but I don't even ever see it. I mean, I don't have to do nothing, it just comes out of the account and pay. Now,
Well, if I'm reading this correct, this is talking about not the late fee, it's talking about how disconnects or administered.
well, the late fees are directly associated with the disconnect. And we don't want to turn anybody, I don't want to turn anybody's water off. But, there comes a point in time where that, especially with renters out here, we've had a lot of renters that, we did a grace period for December, okay? We said we're not gonna charge any late fees for December, okay? So we had people that went from November all the way through December, moved out in January, and left us with 3 months of water bill. So we ate, $400, $500, $600 worth of water bills, and we kept their $150 pockets. So, I mean, so what is the solution? What should we do? Just not turn people, how do you run a business like that?
Obviously, there should be a month period, so obviously you have to pay your bill in a month or something, or so many weeks. But I don't think that you should be like, well, we're not gonna give reminders and then just turn it off, that's not gonna work.
So I ask
There are a
you
lot
this
of
question.
TikTok people.
If that was the case and we adopted that philosophy,
Don't go extreme on me like, a month or 2 months, I'm just using it.
no, I'm
speaking
just
in-
saying, with that being said, if I can guarantee you that the first time that takes place out here, and it'll be on the internet, and they'll be the way they cut my water off, and their sorry SOBs and all that stuff, but I guarantee you after that, there won't be anybody's water late. Because you're gonna know that that's what's gonna happen to you, and you're gonna.
And not late, we're talking about cutoff. We're talking about
We're talking
cutoff.
about late fees.
Gary, if
We're
I'm
talking
not
about-
mistaken, in Beaumont, if you have your water cut off maybe, I think twice a day, Drew can confirm this, that they actually increase your deposit. So that way the cities don't take that big of a risk, whether you're a homeowner or a renter. So if your water's cut off like 2 months in a row, then you have to increase your deposit before your water's actually turned on.
And one thing that does happen now, when there's a disconnect involved, and what the girls do is they send out a work order for them to disconnect your water, right? Okay, and then let's say the person comes running down there and they pay their bill the next day, well, they send out a turn on work order back out to those people. And a lot of times the water never got turned off, but the city gets charged for a turn on, a turn off, and a turn on.
We gotta pay.
And that's passed right on to that person, even though the meter was never touched. But,
Who do you go get to turn on and turn off the water?
huh?
Who turns on the?
Well, right now, we're having to rely on utility specialties to do the turn off. But we haven't done much of that. We haven't done hardly any lockouts.
And herein lies the problem. That's why you haven't had any people late.
We've done everything we can do to avoid that. But it's putting an excessive workload on the one person right now that we have working in the office. We only got one.
Why isn't there an automated system?
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to get at, there should be an automated system to where it's a
What
push
do you
of a
mean
button
automated?
every
Just
month.
automated message across the board to everyone, that way nobody say, well, I wasn't.
Go to Bill, or to Bill.
Everybody got reminded.
But it's about the disconnect.
I don't think it would be hard to put an automated message out.
Yeah, if they don't, you go right to it, yes, you get the word disconnected, that's on you.
I mean, is everybody on the automated message
That's
system?
your problem at the end of the day. But you see what I'm saying, you're gonna have a lot of TikTok people, and one of the reasons you probably don't get normal payments is because y'all are not consistent with the billing either. Even on, email sometimes, I get a bill on different
And that's due in part to the fact that we have one person in the city trying to spin 10 plates. And I'm telling you, she does remarkable for being one person. If y'all sit in her shoes for a day, you quit.
My next door neighbor, okay, was sitting in the same spot that you're sitting at, right, you know.
Right over there.
The same kind of evaluation of, you know, these people down here playing Nintendo on these computers down here, they're really not doing nothing, they're really not, well, guess what? She had to step up and take over down there, because our regular office person is out, okay, and the other one found another job. So we either put up the closed sign, or she stepped up and went down there. Now, she was under the impression that, boy, this is a cakewalk down there. I left her a while ago at 5:30, and she was about to pull whatever she had
And
left
she got there
out.
before the place opened.
Yeah, she got there before it opened, and this is dealing with all the people that flood in on the last day to pay their water bill, getting all those checks put in the bank so that they are not charged a late fee. And I'm not saying it's busy every single day, but that phone rings down there. And you met Sabrina down there before, so I would imagine while you were talking to Sabrina, she probably had another call or two or something, you know, that she had to answer. And that's also aside from the other work that she's responsible for. She's keeping up with both of these buildings that we're redoing right now. She's keeping up with all the bills, everything on that. I mean,
She's doing a good job.
she's doing a lot.
You know, to me, before, I mean, we hadn't made a proposal, we were just kind of discussing this. But
Yep.
Really, Sabrina's input's probably valuable on this. I remember, I think the rate for each $5 at one
It
time,
was.
because nobody was thinking that we raised it to
They raised
$15.
I was against that. I didn't want to raise it to 15. And now, I'm thinking 50 might be a better number.
But wouldn't that be more time on their plate, like, let's struggle if you, instead of saying, oh, Joe here's late, this person's late, send an individual emails out, do your mass text message and be done, and that way everybody's covered, that's what I'm saying, like, it's not,
It's not
that should be
individual.
quicker than, you know, sending.
We can send it out, but I'm just gonna say this, okay? Out of the 90 people, we don't know how many of those people are actually on. I mean, we got people out here that are well up in age, they don't get text messages, you know?
Well, then send out a post, piece of mail every month. I mean, there has to, how are you planning on sending out a water bill then?
We mail, if you request a paper water
Okay, well,
bill,
then that's the same thing as a text message.
like I do,
It's text message.
I request an email one, and I request a paper one, okay? And I get both,
So
okay?
wouldn't that be the exact same thing as what we're saying a mass?
But
Send out a mass.
we send out the mail or we send out the text because we're trying to receive something from you. We're trying to receive a payment. And you're gonna send the payment to us because you're gonna receive water. And that's how this works. But, you know, it's kind of like, for me, I'm not trying to come across as being bad here or be the bad guy here. But, you know, there's been multiple times where we know every month there's a water bill coming. We know that. And my wife will pick up the phone and call when we haven't got a bill. She'll call them and go, hey, where's our bill at? Well, we haven't gotten it in the mail yet. Well, what do we owe you? And she tells us, and we drop it in the drop box when we get it done. And we pay the bill. Because we know it's a recurring monthly, just like if your car is out of gas or low on gas, you're not gonna get an email saying put gas in your
No,
car.
but I get a ding, and I write it. I get a ding.
You get a ding?
Yeah, as a reminder, I get a ding saying, hey, you have 25 miles, hey, you have 5 miles, so you can ask me. And I understand, like, maybe that works with your family, but I'm a culinary teacher, I'm a cheer sponsor, I have a newborn, I have a 4-year-old, they're in extracurricular activities, I also am a junior sponsor and a teacher, to where I'm running crazy, so that reminder does help when it's not on auto drop. And the only reason I don't put it on auto drop is because one month my bill might be $500, the next month it might be $160.
That's
And
why-
$500 is not gonna
don't have her input, and we don't have all the council members up here. So,
I guess, you know, we're offering a solution, and the problem may be
We're-
just to bring this workload.
we're just offering a discussion, and
Yeah.
really input from the people out here. I mean, that's, y'all are the one, this is y'all's city, this isn't mine, it don't belong to me. I mean, this belongs to
That's
y'all.
probably how you keep it up, I'll be honest with you, because I miss my bill, and all I have to worry about is me.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not saying individual, and I'm not trying to be like rude or anything, I just think there should be an easy way to be able to send out a mass email, whether it's to, if it's a mass email or a mass text message, or, hey, everything gets printed, we got a stuffed envelope,
We should be able to fix something in the computer, that we hit one button, and it sends it to everybody, and then the next month, we're gonna have 50 to 90 people late.
Yeah, here's my reason for asking that question. What is the purpose? Is it to get more revenue in that we're having trouble, or is it to
No.
get Sabrina to work on
It's
it?
a workload.
Then let's let Sabrina work on
Or maybe hire someone else, if we can't hire
Yes,
someone.
Well, we did, we had to, we finally got to 2 people in there. And then, something changed and that person left. And now we're down to 1, and then she left off sick. And I'm telling you, we ended up having to recruit Kathy because we had nobody.
We,
And
we
she's
scrambled, and she got this much training, she got that much.
I mean, it was, she's doing a
Billing
wonderful
system
job
will
too.
actually send out notifications, just have to set up a new billing system for the water. It'll do it. So, we'll look into that.
Well, then, you know, we need somebody with that intellect or knowledge to be able to step in there and help us with that. Huh? If somebody can come help us with that, we'd be more than happy to, you know, I'm sure that they'd be more than happy.
How much
to be
is it?
welcome.
Went to the restroom.
But I mean, I feel like if you wanna talk about those cutoffs, there needs to be a stipulation, yes, obviously. Just like if you don't pay your house note for 3 months, they start foreclosure. Just like you don't pay your car note for 3 months. You know what I mean? There's gotta be some kind of stipulation where, yes, we will turn off your water at some point, you're not gonna play us. But a reminder, there's nothing wrong with a reminder, just like you said with the gas. I mean, you can ask Pete, I will ride it till there's 1 mile left. And Pete's like, why don't you just stop and get gas? I don't have time, I'm trying to get, I don't wanna stop for gas. The kids cry.
I had my daughter brand new Range Rover, and it had 1 mile to Lincoln, and I said, I'm gonna put it in this hundred.
Okay, do one more time, what are we talking? But there's gotta be some kind of stipulation, but there's gotta be an easier way, like, I, no, if she's literally going through and, I gotta call this person, I gotta text this person, then that's a problem, I agree. But, I mean, don't you think there should be an easier way to do that, like on May Day?
We need to try to find an easier way. I agree with you.
It's not automated, it takes the workload off of her computer.
But as long as there's not 50 to 90 late again, the next
That's the
one.
deal, if we have a late.
Well, we can try that.
No, if we have a set in stone, that if you're this many days late, it's gonna be this next, so you've already had your.
We have.
Text message, whatever, so they got the reminders, now they don't pay it, alright, we send out 90 freaking, disconnect notices. Disconnect everybody, they're not doing it.
No, you're
But they
right.
would remind, you know what I mean, and that thing's in there every month, so people move like us, and then probably the people go, out of here. They'll help them out.
There's some people that don't have any, you know, I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
like you're saying, mail out 500
No.
envelopes every month.
You know,
Most
everybody
people
gets
are
text
text messaging. I mean, Keith's grandma is 96 years old texting. I mean, for the most part, people all use a cell phone. They don't have home phones. Or even if there is, like we were just saying, CVS calls you and is like, hello, this is CVS. I mean, even if that's what we have with the voice automated with your home phone, you can have that set up.
I think everybody has a number on file, text.
I've got 125,000 unread emails. I'm not exactly. So,
Well, let's get Sabrina back in here when she shows back up, and
We'll
let's go
discuss
input
it.
from her. And then let's use this mass email deal, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. It says hit the button, make that happen, and then let's set a time limit on when you get that. From that point forward, you got 2 weeks and your water get cut off, and there'll be 85 people the water's cut off.
And then you can say, well, hey, look, I sent you a reminder.
Yeah, well, we actually
It's
have
gotta be
it,
set in stone.
We have it
we have it now.
they call the people on the phone, they call them before
I
they
will
come
say,
to work.
I promise you, I'm one of those people that
day before it's cut off, they call you.
No, mine was the day of.
Maybe they couldn't
Sorry,
be
I
here.
haven't received your payment. I said, oh crap, let me call, let me do it real quick.
Okay, well, I mean, so we do that.
So what are we gonna do with this?
Wait till it's bring it back, we'll discuss it again later.
All right, what's next?
Okay, well then we're gonna,
Next one is,
we're gonna discuss this again after Sabrina comes back to work. That's what we want to officially say. After Sabrina comes back to work, we're gonna discuss this again. And, hopefully we can have more people here and more input. Y'all can talk to y'all's friends and they can get their friends to talk to their friends. And if anybody has any valuable input, please let us know. And then we'll try to use that to try to better this system. So it may not be on the next agenda because Sabrina may not be back yet. Probably won't be back by the time we have our next meeting. So it'll probably be the August meeting before we discuss this again. In the meantime, we'll continue on like we're going. And we'll try not to cut anybody's water off, and they'll call you the day of, or the day before, or whatever it is. They'll call you and say, hey, fix to cut your water off if you don't pay your bill. And, and most people pay, we don't have to cut off people, but we'll just continue that for now. So, we'll move on to the next one. Is that all right with everybody? The next one is gonna be the consideration and approval of variance for a new resident. And so, I would like to, present the case. We have it written down in front of us. Can I do the Reader's Digest part of it?
Absolutely.
Reader's Digest version? Okay, the Reader's Digest version of what they're wanting to do is they're in the process of building back on Inwood. Is that correct? Okay, they're in the process of building back on Inwood back here, and it would make it, they don't live in this town or near it, so they would like to be able to put a mobile home on the property, hook it up to water. Yeah, I'm sorry.
RV.
An RV on that property, hook it up to water and sewer, okay? And live, basically live in it while the construction's going on of their new home, okay? And, I discussed this with them just a little while ago, before the meeting started, and I told them that, we would just present it like this and say, what they're looking for is a variance on ordinance 241.2.1A, okay? And I'm gonna say that we give them a variance on that ordinance so that they can get their construction done. The question is the time limit, okay? I asked them, they said no more than a year, okay? And I told them, I said, well, the city council's probably not gonna go for that because that's gonna go into we're gonna be voting on something that another council may very well be sitting in all these chairs, okay, except for Gary. Okay, so I don't wanna speak for the next people that are gonna be here, okay, and have them tied to something. So, let's say it's, June.
It's not January. It also comes in November, Christmas is December.
Why don't we do 6 months, and then, like I explained to y'all, I'm sure they're not gonna say, the new regime or whoever that comes in isn't gonna say, hey man, y'all gotta get that out of there, okay, so they're gonna give you another variance, it'll just be a matter of you addressing the city council.
Yeah, we're looking to get plugged in and get things rolling and get the kids situated in HJ.
Sure.
And just,
Absolutely.
become a part of the community as well to be able to put the opinions, because right now we're in another town and he's working 10 to 12 hour days, and if I have to take a delivery on something, I've gotta roll 30 minutes through Lumberton, and we all know how long it takes to get through there.
This will give y'all the opportunity to get your kids in the school district,
That's the that's the biggest thing, is getting the kids in
So-
and then being closer to his work and then freeing up some money too.
So if it's okay, if y'all have any other input, if it's okay, I would like to propose that we give y'all a 6-month variance on the ordinance, and then y'all come back, if y'all aren't ready by then, probably won't be. If y'all aren't ready by then, you come back and, you know,
But yeah, there'll already be some,
Yeah.
increased activity,
Chad,
so.
do you think you would be in the house in 6 months?
I don't think I will be totally done in 6 months. I think the building will be up. I don't think it'll totally be done on the inside in 6 months.
Or do you think you'd be out of your RV in 6 months?
Very good it just depends, I mean, like I said earlier,
Cause we're dealing with hurricane season.
the weather, if I can get dried in if I can get the building up and the concrete done by September, October, depending on how long it takes for me to get my building delivered, yes, I don't see it being a problem in 6 months.
we're not trying to push it all.
Right, yeah,
I'm just saying, we're not trying to say your deadline is 6 months.
right,
I'm just saying that we're not trying to speak for the next city
right,
council.
yeah, I understand that too,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, so.
Yeah,
but-
I'm hoping by December to be living in the building, but
I mean, if you.
supply chain issues.
You need longer.
I mean, that's not a big deal anymore, but
So, how soon do you think you would be able to move your RV in?
I mean, we gotta get the water meter put in, the sewer tap, I don't know how long that takes.
Yeah,
We
that's
gotta
gonna
get
be the
energy to drop a
deciding-
temporary pole.
Right.
Don't pour concrete or anything before you move it in?
No, I'm just gonna I'm gonna get some sand, and pack it down with a roller, just get it a hard pack, and just put my RV on it now.
You know, I want to be fair to you, but I don't think you can do it from 6 months from now, to be honest.
Do you have culverts in yet?
Huh?
Do you have culverts in yet?
No, sir.
The county hadn't put the culverts in, that's another thing.
I
you're
called,
gonna have to-
when I was out here picking up that excavator, I talked to the drainage people, and they told me that the culverts were on me to do.
The culverts, you have to purchase the culverts, okay,
Okay.
and then the city will put a work order in.
Okay,
To
I
the
didn't know how
county,
that worked, yeah.
Okay, and the county will come out hopefully in a timely fashion and set your culverts for you, and you'll have to also pay for, or, no, they furnish one load, I believe, is that right?
Yes.
So, yeah, I don't know.
I think they furnish one load, I'm not sure about that, of caliche or whatever hard stuff to put over it. And then the rest of it, whatever else you wanna put, that's up to you.
Yeah. Which we're gonna do a concrete
Bill,
driveway.
make it simple, I would propose 1 year from today. You come back, I mean, half of this council will be here unless somebody resigns. And even still, they've got to honor what's done by the previous council. And there's no sense, I personally, I don't see how you can possibly get all that done in 6 months. Then
I don't think you can.
Then you'd be back in here again, making this presentation, taking your time away from working on a place in our time. I would say 12 months from today, and if you can't do it, and have shown, progress.
Right.
If you just wanna move out there to get the kids to school in Hart Jefferson, that's one thing. If you really want to live there, which I believe you are,
Yes, sir.
you want to spend a lot of money out there.
Yes, sir.
So, I think we ought to be fair. What do you do?
I would echo what Jim says, as long as you're showing some progress, which obviously you want to show progress.
Yes, sir.
But then that lets us, keep on pushing the envelope.
Yes, sir.
You're right, he's 6 months. because
No,
you-
6 months is
finish. I know you
gonna
can't
be
finish.
tough, I mean, really.
I'm not saying
You brought up a good point, storm season's coming.
Yes, sir.
And we have no idea what that's gonna hold.
I mean, I can't predict, anybody else can't, what's gonna happen in the next 3 to 4 months. I mean, I'd hate for it to be raining like today, all day for the next 2 weeks, and I can't do anything.
That's why we're discussing, so, I mean, I don't know, if that's,
It's already established in school, so they, that'd be good.
Yeah.
yeah. Yes.
Okay.
No, that's not gonna like, oh, that doesn't open up to other people wanting to do that, right? Cause like that's my only question.
No, it's the variance application. We're specifically requesting it on our behalf, it's not changing the ordinances that are in place.
It's a variance, and if someone else wanted to do it, they got to do the same thing.
They gotta come here and they're gonna have to have a good Bible reason as to why they wanna live in it.
But I'm with you.
Well, sorry, I just think of my property value.
Absolutely.
You know, my concern, the reason I said what I did, and I don't take this personal, and I've seen it in Beaumont, it's unbelievable. People will try to do anything to establish a resident to get in a certain school district.
Oh, no.
And,
Yeah.
since we've become Hart and Jefferson, the enrollment, the desirability of being here is greater than what before.
It's saved our thing.
I mean, that's the reason we bought in this neighborhood,
Well,
for our kids,
kudos
to be able to be in a better school district.
Occupying another lot, that's gonna be another tax revenue, another
Water bill.
Another late bill,
Another late notice.
Another good one, free capital, another water.
Another shut off. Another cut off, another ding. Another ding.
We have a proposal.
I'll make a proposal that we give them a 1-year variance on the ordinance. All those in favor? Aye. So y'all have a year before you have to come back and ask for some more time.
Yes, sir.
If you need.
With the understanding that with the new council, who knows what they're gonna do? You know, but you get a year.
Right.
Make
Okay.
yourself.
So, that being said, I think we've covered everything.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, is there anything, anybody else have anything?
I think the ordinance is 249 now. 241 got updated, I believe it's 249 now.
Yeah, Sabrina had told me in an email 241, and that's what I went and pulled, but I highlighted, I found it in 249 too.
I don't know if that matters for her paperwork, or their paperwork, but I think it's 249,
Okay, well then, we'll have to,
just update it or whatever.
we'll update.
And my only question, I mean, I don't know.
Sure, go ahead.
City council, but, and not just to them, but just in the future, I mean, are y'all you're not gonna like have any like stipulations and like an agreement, or is this just like, you know what I mean? In general.
For them?
Well, yeah, like just in general, like, I mean, and I'm not saying y'all, I'm just saying like if anyone else wanted to do
There was
that.
a written application that'll become part of the minutes. of the
Okay, like, so
office.
as in like,
It's part of the official record now, they have an application.
Yeah, I filled out
so
I
it's
filled
not
out
like, you're just giving a year, it's not like you have to show progress or anything, is what
No,
I'm
they
saying.
filled out an
Okay,
application
so
for a
there's a
variance.
bunch of like legalities to that. No? Okay, that's it, just curious.
Not that we're, I mean, they're gonna try to fill it out. I'd like to make a motion as the mayor pro tem that we go home. All those in favor? What, Matt? Good idea.